Every who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton, but where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and low prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
There is no hood like parenthood. Hi, I'm Kanika Chadda Gupta. I'm a former CNN journalist, mom of 3, including twins, and host of That's Total Mom Sense, the podcast. Now, if I had $1 every time I heard, gee, you have your hands full. On my show, I interview change makers on their life lessons, legacy, and superpower of intuition, which I call our Mom Sense and Dad Sense. I've had the privilege of working with Mom 2.0, March of Dimes, and the White House, and have had some pretty amazing parents on my show.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kelly Rowland.
Hi, this is Chelsea Clinton.
It's me, Bobby Brown. Can't wait to share my story.
That's Total Mom Sense is a production of the Evergreen Podcast Network. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and on YouTube so you never miss an episode. To join my tribe, visit that'stotalmomsense.com and follow me on Instagram at Kanika Chadda Gupta. Now let's dive into today's episode. Hi everyone, it's Kanika and I'm coming to you on location in New York City. And this is a very special interactive episode that we're going to give you today. I want to start with a fun stat. Did you know that studies show that children who are exposed to music in the early years and ongoing are 20% more likely to excel in reading and math? Music not only enhances cognitive development, but also boosts social skills and emotional intelligence. On this episode of That's Total Mom Sense, I am joined by a trailblazer in this field. Her name is Marsha Smith, and she is the CEO of Minibop. Marsha, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. Marsha is a dynamic leader, music enthusiast, and passionate advocate for early childhood education. As CEO of Minibop, she draws on her background in music, business development, and motherhood to revolutionize learning through music. Her innovative approach has touched the lives of over 15,000 children from toddlers to elementary schoolers and counting. Her vision blends modern child development principles with the universal language of music, inspiring a new generation of lifelong learners. Marsha, I can't wait to dive in.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's start with your childhood. When were you first exposed to music?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it was like as soon as I came out of the womb, you know. My mom, she would say unfortunately isn't super musical actually, and neither is my dad, but it was always important to her to have that be a part of our lives, and we grew up going to church, and that's a big part of church is music. So
Yes.
I grew up being in youth group, leading the choir, and I remember being in 5th grade actually, and one of like the most exciting days that we had was when they brought in all of the different instruments, and you were able to kind of choose which one you were drawn to, and I was super into the saxophone and tried playing that for a year and all the things. But yeah, I mean, I think it's been fused throughout my entire life, and it has always been something I was drawn to.
Yes. And so you went on to pursue music in your higher studies. Tell us about that.
For undergrad, I went to school for communications, but also theater, more specifically musical theater. And I was in an a cappella group for over 5 years through school. And I went and did my graduate classes at Berkeley School of Music in Boston, and got a degree, or got my my certificate in music management.
Okay.
Like music business.
Wow. And that has really set you on a path. Can you tell us some milestones in your journey?
Sure, yeah. I think, music has always been a part of my life, but I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted it to be a part of my career, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I'm from Boston area, and I moved to Los Angeles. I was looking to pursue being an artist, be in LA. And the industry was just a little, I guess, different than what I expected and what you think it's going to feel like and be like.
Yes.
And so my view shifted there. I was managing artists for a while and still in the industry, but still needed my full-time job, I guess, as an artist. So I was working in corporate banking for a while. I had worked there for over 6 years, which is where I think I got a lot of my corporate structure and just learning how to run an organized company. After working in corporate for a while, my entire department actually got let go, and that's what really pushed me to think about, well, what am I actually going to do?
Right.
And I had started a company that helped musicians find gigs and opportunities, whether that was like a gig at a wedding or performing with a dance group. So just different opportunities for musicians, and it was this tech app networking platform. And with COVID, it just everything kind of shifted. There were no gigs, there was nothing to do, and so I had been supporting a company that did like mommy and me classes, and that's what opened my eyes to think, I guess, about music and children, because I had never really thought about it. And I got pregnant, and it all just started to come together, which is how Minibop was here and why I feel like I get to live my dream now through music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. Tell us some highlights of, motherhood for you, because that's really, you show up in the world differently. I feel like there's version 1 and then there's this 2.0 that comes out that you're like, who is this?
Yes. I don't think I would be as successful and love running Minibop as much as I do if I wasn't a mom. I think a mom has made me tremendously better.
Yes.
I think I'm able to think differently. I'm more nurturing. I think that I am able to handle my emotions better because I have to do that all day, every day in my life with a toddler and a baby. I think motherhood was like the best thing that happened to me.
Amazing. And tell us about Minibop. Like, where can we find it? What is it that's the je ne sais quoi about the class?
I think for Minibop, or I know for Minibop, the difference is that we really focus on learning through music. So we don't expect every child to be a musician or be like the next whoever, you know. But we do think that every child should have music in their early developmental years, just because music helps you think differently. It helps you retain information more. It's naturally engaging to children. It's so fused and such a big part of our society. And I think that sometimes it can be taken for granted in terms of how important it is to intentionally bring music into children's lives.
Yes, 100%.
Our OG location, I guess you can say, is in Los Angeles. That's where we started doing our classes, and we were working with babies, toddlers, and doing family-style classes. And it's been super exciting because now, outside of that, we have been able to be in over 50 schools, and we are growing and expanding. We're doing preschools and elementary schools in the Chicago area and in the Boston area now. And we launched a curriculum that really, I think, takes the essence of what we believe, which is learning through music, through a curriculum that we call CLIMB, and it's core learning integrated with music basics. So to answer your question, you can find Minibop through our curriculum, and you can find Minibop through classes that we hopefully are doing at your preschools and elementary schools. And if you are in LA, we would love for you to check out our
like a flagship location. There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And, we hope to see Minibop all over the country. That's the goal.
Yeah, it is.
It's so great. And I think it's so wonderful how you start with Mommy and Me classes, because once music is integrated in the home, when they're just toddlers and infants, that's when you've kind of set up this like tradition that this is part of our life.
Yeah.
And then when they have it in schools or they gravitate towards it in social settings, it's wonderful. I think some of my fondest memories are the Mommy and Me classes I did with my twins and my younger one.
Yeah.
And all of those classes incorporated song.
Yeah.
And instruments too. Now, for parents who are tone deaf and not musically inclined at all, you can kind of simplify it. So, what do they do?
It does not matter if you think that you are tone deaf. I just want to put that out there for parents because it really does not matter. There's so many ways. I think as soon as you have a child, I think you can start incorporating music just simply by playing nursery rhymes.
Yes.
You know? Nursery rhymes have been around for so long for a reason. They're repetitive. They use rhyme. And they help to start developing really important skills for babies and toddlers, their auditory skills and their comprehension of words and how the phonics of the words. We've had babies as young as 6 months in our classes, and they're truly engaged, you know? So I think when you're at home, finding ways to make instruments together, that can be literally pulling out a pot and playing drums. You don't have to be in rhythm. You don't have to make some complicated sequence, you know, or pattern when you're playing. It's simply just getting it out and showing a child that when I hit this item, a sound happens. And
right.
You know, I think sometimes we can forget the small pieces of information that we have to teach our children. You know, and part of an instrument or part of music is teaching them how instruments work, why they make sound, the physics, the science behind that. And
yes.
Just solely playing an instrument is like that first introduction for them.
Yes, I love it. You know, we hear these buzzwords in early childhood development, sensory play, and I think oftentimes, you know, we forget some of the senses. So we have touch and we have sight, but then what about the sound and, you know, olfactory? We forget, but and then taste when you're doing toddlerland weaning, but that's something that we shouldn't overlook. Yeah. And it is how they learn. So that's really interesting. Yeah,
I mean, music comes so naturally to children, and you know, I think I said that already, but I just think it's important to notice that, because we all as parents want our children to have the best opportunities to learn and to thrive in this world, and we know that education is power. Mm-hmm. And if we can use something that is natural to them and it's play-based, you know, music is very much play-based. You're playing an instrument or playing whatever. If we use that in their learning, it becomes natural and it becomes something that they enjoy doing. Like they love learning because it doesn't feel necessarily like they're learning.
Yes, 100%. And I would go on to say that you can introduce this in utero. That's something I did. I knew that I wanted my kids to feel soothed by music, so you don't even have to put the headphones on your belly. I know you can, but I actually would play songs that I found relaxing. I'm Indian, so we have these religious hymns called bhajans, and so I would play this one mantra, the Gayatri mantra, which is really powerful. I would play that on repeat during my pregnancies. And I mean, there's no way I will ever be able to tell, but once I played it when my kids were out, I feel like there must have been some recognition there that it's like, we have heard this before.
Yeah, totally, totally.
You never know.
Yeah.
And I love how you touched on the songs being so interactive. And, you know, again, thinking back to Mommy and Me classes, one song sticks out in my head, Wheels on the Bus. It's just a classic, but they're doing this
for a reason,
round and round. They're doing up and down, you know. So there's just so much interaction in it.
Yeah, I mean, for our classes at Minibop, I mean, Wheels on the Bus is always a staple. And what is cool, I'll use Wheels on the Bus as an example, but when you start Wheels on the Bus with a baby or a toddler, you know, they're learning the song, so you're repeating it over and over again. They're starting to learn what the words are. And then you teach them the movement. So they start correlating a wheel with being round, right? Yes. So those steps you start to see form. But then when a child gets to be 3 or 4 and more in their preschool years, they still love Wheels on the Bus. So you're still, I know by year 4, you're like, how can I listen to Wheels on the Bus again? But by the time they're 4, we are able to teach a 4-year-old literally how to play a song like Wheels on the Bus or Mary Had a Little Lamb on the xylophone.
Yes.
So now they can see, okay, I've learned this song my whole life. And now I can take the song that I know the moves, I know what it means to be singing about the bus, I can call out what a bus is, but now I can myself create those sounds and that melody through this instrument, through a xylophone. So at Minibop, every song that we're teaching or any beat that we're trying to help learn through rhythm to the children we work with, that's how we kind of layer that learning.
Right. It's so interesting. I grew up learning piano, and my sister is like a maestro. She's amazing on the piano. But I think, it's so interesting when kids learn music, because if you told me Mary Had a Little Lamb, something so simple, and put a keyboard in front of me, I would know that it's like E, D, C, D, E, E, E,
yes.
D, D, D. You can never forget, and I haven't played one in years. And so when can you actually introduce musical notes to kids and have that register? It's so cool.
We've had children at 4 doing piano lessons with us and understand what the C major scale is, where middle C is, understand all of those elements and be able to correlate how the sound that I'm singing is the same tone or the same sound on this piano, and being able to play, like a Mary Had a Little Lamb or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Something that we love doing at Minibop is explaining how melody works to our preschoolers. And so if we play like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the xylophone, we ask them, like, what other songs does this melody sound like to you? And they call it out. They're like, that's ABC or that's Ba Ba Black Sheep, And so we're able to teach those different those elements and those, like, the patterns and the sequences that music have, and how they can still how you can add different lyrics to a song, and it can be new, but also still have similarities.
Totally. And this is something that can actually be incorporated into all subjects. When you provide a song for, like, how to memorize some sort of math kind of, principle or theorem or whatever it may be, or in history, like, now that's how kids can actually have it land and
100%.
Memorize.
I don't know if anyone else remembers Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh my God, I love them.
That's the only
one with the bill. I love Conjunction. Yes. Function.
Yes, that's the only reason why I remember any of those.
Exactly.
Terms. And I think I might know the
Declaration of Independence. Yeah, there was something about a bill. And like when it becomes a law,
I remember all of those pieces of history and whatnot because they were taught to me through song. And you truly retain it. So.
Yes. Oh, it's so cool. So that's like, PSA to teachers. Even if you're teaching science or math, you can incorporate song into your lesson plans, and believe me, your kids are going to get it.
Absolutely. And I think for parents as well, we have to be, and I know you know this because your children are in elementary school now, but in preschools and elementary schools, those years, we have to be such advocates for what our children are learning in our schools. And to think that music isn't something that every school or every preschool is like, no, this is like a core subject that we need to have in our schools because it aligns with all of our other core subjects, it is really wild to me. I think, when you think about music, you can think of it as an art, and it is an art, of course, and it's a creative outlet. It builds confidence, it builds self-esteem when you incorporate it in children's lives. But if a lot of people don't understand necessarily how it breaks down to the other subjects. So if you take something like, you could take a dinosaur for a preschool, for example, and if you're talking about how loud a dinosaur roars or how quiet a dinosaur roars, like that's interesting to like any preschooler. But what we do is we can tie that into teaching them a little bit about dinosaurs, but also teaching them about pitch and what a really high pitch sounds like and what a really low pitch sounds like.
Yes,
So
or
like, let's do really
crescendo.
low roar.
Yes. Oh,
Let's
so
do
cool.
really low roars. Let's do really high roars. And so our curriculum, the climb curriculum, that's what we've tried to. Those are the bridges that we're trying to tie. You know, so how can we teach these STEM elements through music?
Wow.
And so it's really powerful. And,
Yes.
so we're really proud to be able to have this type of learning tool out there, and
So cool.
Yeah.
Does CLIMB stand for anything?
yeah, it stands
Okay.
for Core Learning Integrated with Music Basics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, wow. Core learning. Yes.
Yeah, 'cause we
Oh my
still-
God. I love it.
Yeah, because we still want to teach children about music theory, and you mentioned crescendo, pitch,
Yes.
rhythm, like all of those things, melodies, and instruments. You know, but I think when you're teaching a child about, okay, this is what a violin is, or this is what a string instrument is, you can also teach them why they make the sound. You know, string instruments make sounds from the vibrations of the sound, and that is in itself a science lesson.
Yes, yes, yes. And we are so lucky that we're going to be at a class with Marsha, and it's just going to be so fun to have all these parents with their little ones engaging in this format. Tell us all the highlights of the class.
Yeah. So we're super excited for this class. So it's going to be primarily babies and toddlers in this class. So we're going to, of course, do all the classics. I'm pretty sure we have Wheels on the Bus on the set list.
Right.
But we incorporate various props. So we have like a sensory box where they'll be able to pull out scarves, and we'll sing a color song that tie in with the different scarves they're pulling out. But it will also help with like eye tracking and fine motor skills, so that they, pulling out scarves and singing a song about it. They'll be introduced to different instruments. We'll have shakers, tambourines, drums for them. And yeah, it's super cute, but it's also going to be a really special learning opportunity for all of the parents that are going to be there with their little ones.
Yes, yes. And now give us some hacks. If we don't have maracas and, harmonicas and all that stuff, how can we recreate musical instruments and just music in our home?
Yes. So one of the very first lessons that we teach our preschoolers, when we're in like a young toddler class, is how our bodies are instruments. They're percussion instruments. So
Yes.
when you clap, when you stomp, when you obviously sing, you're making music with your own body. So I think that you can start there, that you don't need anything to do that.
I love it.
Yeah, and then from there, anything. Two sticks can be rhythm sticks that you're making a beat, doing a quick beat with. You can take a cup and put some beans or put some macaroni in it, cover it, decorate the cup with your little one, and you've made a shaker.
Yes. Yes.
So there's so many ways that you can make craft ideas. You can just create some special bonding time with your little one and make musical instruments with them, and it doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't need to be something you have to go out and buy the best whatever. It's just It's all around us.
Yes, yes. You have all these things in your kitchen. It's super easy peasy. So what's your long-term vision for Minibop and your brand?
Yeah. So, I told you a little bit about how we started, and now with our CLIMB curriculum, we are making this digital curriculum that can be accessible to anyone, anywhere.
Wow.
And so through our CLIMB Hub, what we're calling it, CLIMB Hub, you're able to get access to hundreds of lesson plans. We have curated playlists, so you don't have to necessarily think about what song should I play for whatever subject. Like we have one of our units in our curriculum is the bodies unit, so we created an entire playlist of songs that focus on the body and help teach children about their bodies, as an example. So getting our curriculum out there and having preschools use it, having elementary schools use it, that's really important to us, and that's something that we're pushing and we're working on. And then something that I'm also really excited about is bringing Minibop into every preschool and into every elementary school. So, of course, like you said, we know music is important, but a lot of educators, parents feel like I'm not musical. So how am I really teaching music.
Yeah.
If not. So our curriculum is created so that anyone can teach and use music, right? But it's a lot of songs that you can use, easy concepts that we can help you teach you to teach your child, right? But with Minibop being in schools, we are able to bring our own music teachers in and play live music, teach those more complex musical theory elements. And yeah, I mean, we're in over 50 schools right now. So the long-term goal is to be in as many preschools as we can across the nation, providing music programs to early childhood development.
Wow, that's amazing. And you're also raising, and I just have to shed light on this, is something we already know, but only 2% of VC funding goes to female founders, and it's 1% for women of color, and I found out a stat, it's 0.34% are Black women founders.
Yeah. So
it is such a minuscule amount of funding that goes to founders like you, and this is your moment to advocate why that needs to change.
Yeah, I mean, I think it needs to change. I mean, the obvious reason of just equity and equality, but me growing up as a Black woman, I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and it felt strange. You know? It honestly just felt sometimes like I really just didn't fit in. I couldn't, things as simple, I mean, this is a completely different subject, but things as simple as like my hair or, wearing sunscreen and it just like not blending in. So I'm me looking different than everyone else like, at the pool,
Right.
Those types of things, just can make you feel left out.
Yeah.
Not having different perspectives and different voices, especially women of color, especially Black women, in our business world, it is perpetuating and keeping up this cycle of people not feeling seen, people not feeling heard, people not feeling understood.
Yes.
And so I feel honored to be able to be venturing into this space and doing our first raise and making a difference. I think even in the music industry, less than 5% of songs are made by females. I mean, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Over the past 10 years, like that has been the stat. And so, to think about how low the stats already are, and then to know that I'm in the music industry and in music education doing it, it's just, you feel like the odds are stacked against you.
Yes.
But opportunities like working with you, meeting you, and having a network of people that want to support is what's been driving me. And I've been really lucky to have some people that have just been teaching me a lot. It's a new world to venture into. It can feel overwhelming, but I think an advantage that men might have or other people is that it doesn't feel as scary because when you step in the room, you see you.
Yes. Now I want to do a fun rapid fire round where we reminisce about our favorite songs and what you currently might have on your playlist for your kids. So what is your go-to song for a cheerful morning?
Have you seen Wish?
No.
Okay, so it wasn't for some reason like as popular as I think it should have been, but the music is amazing. And there's this song called "I'm a Star," and it's a bop, and it definitely makes everyone in the morning feel so good. You listen to it when you.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Mine is "Happy" by Pharrell. Like
Classic.
It's just Yep. It's like we're ready to go, tackle the day. What is a lullaby that your kids listen to?
So I really like listening to lullabies as instrumentals. I think that
Same, I'm with you.
Even more calming.
Yeah.
Even when like children are studying, it's better. Like music is helpful, but music without lyrics is what is better because it's not as distracting. So
Yes.
Any classic Twinkle Twinkles, You Are My Sunshine, but the instrumental version, I'm all about.
Yes. I used to play instrumental like Beethoven and Bach and like symphonies for my kids that were just so soothing to listen to. And I'm thinking back to my college days, I would study and cram for tests and listen to Enya.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was
that
my
world music. Yes,
Good, right? Yeah, and I would just feel like I'm in a space right now. Yes, that's it. That's my song.
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, you took me back. What is a song that just reminds you of your childhood?
You know, as a musician and a music educator, I feel like my fellow peers would be like, Marsha, really? But I mean, I want it that way. Your boys.
Oh my God, my kids just got into that, by the way.
Great.
I was like, they were like, do you know this song? And I was like, do I know this song? But you are my fun. Like, they were into it. Yeah. I was so impressed. And I just love how, you know, we're like vintage and classics now.
I'm like breaking up your rapid fire right now. But when I think about my childhood, I honestly remember it in the songs I was listening to. Like, that's exactly, I think when you say brings you back, like, I remember, okay, like, I was probably in my emo stage a little bit when all I was listening to was Linkin Park. Or,
exactly.
You know,
oh my gosh.
You know?
Yeah.
Or the boy band phase. I was just loving
that. Was a whole,
yeah.
Candy Rain and NSYNC and,
it really
that was a whole.
Like, it creates these, like, those memories and like the nostalgia, you know?
Yes, totally. I'm thinking of my preteen years because my friends and I would go to the blacktop, find monkey bars to just hang out on, and sing SWV.
Yes.
And that was our thing, and that was recess, and it's like, okay. It was
fun.
so fun.
We were all about that. We Cheetah Girls, doing all the dances.
Yes.
It brings
Monica and Brandy, That Boy's Mine.
Brings us together.
Yeah, it was, such a vibe. What was the first song that your kids learned?
Ooh, good question. It was probably a nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Dare I say Wheels on the Bus? Yeah. You know?
I can't wait to get into it in class with everybody. Mine was that mantra that I played, the Gayatri mantra. Yeah, I was like, this is going to be the first song, and I made a whole full circle moment of it. And they still chant it every day, which is really sweet. What is a mom sense moment that you can look back on? And, you know, those who follow the show know that it is a time where you trusted that intuition when it came to your kids.
Yeah. You know, a really special mom sense moment of mine, I think, was when I was actually going into labor with my first child, my baby girl. And I was like maybe almost 42 weeks, not there yet, but I was going over.
Yeah.
And so had my schedule to be induced. And I felt a lot of pressure to, like, you have to do it, you have to induce. But naturally, I was just like, I don't know, I feel like we're fine.
Let's nature take its course, and we're going to get there.
I think we're good. I mean, if, you know, I'm all about modern science, and I had an amazing OB, but I just felt like I get this, I get why, you know, I understand what could happen, but it didn't feel like I had to push it.
Right.
So then the irony is I did not listen to my mom's sense because it was so new.
Yeah. And
so I got induced, and I was at the hospital for like 5 days.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Because I gotten Pitocin. I was dilating super slow. It took me like 3 days to diet. It was like so long when I
you were already like at the finish line. Yeah. No, and I love how, you know, hindsight is 20/20, and so when you go back to the moment, you're like, I could have trusted, but it worked out in the end. Yeah, it's true. And is there a quote that you live by?
Yeah, I think it's from our classic brother, Martin Luther King. But and I live by this as a mom, as a founder, and it's that you don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to see the first step, the next step.
Yes.
And I think a lot of anxiety and stress comes from like constantly focusing on like, I gotta get, like, where am I getting to? Like, this is what I want to be. And there's no way to get up there until you take each step. And so I've really been trying to help myself just be present and worry about like what's right in front of me. And I think that's why I've been able to keep moving forward.
Yes, you absolutely will. And we're so happy to support you.
Thank you.
And where can my audience find you?
Yeah. So me personally, you can find me on Instagram or TikTok at Azeb Marsha, which is AZEBMARSHA. And for Minibop, we are across all socials at Minibop Music, and our website is minibopmusic.com.
Because you're a singer and a pioneer in this music industry, I want to just have some fun. And if you will oblige, let's sing a little something together.
Okay. How complex do you want to make this?
I mean, okay, maybe something that you actually do with your kids in your class.
Okay. So were there like kindergartners?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
We try to teach a round.
Okay, yep.
So maybe we could do a round of row, row, row your boat.
Let's do it. Let's do
All right.
it.
So I can start. And
Okay.
then or do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start and then you jump in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's let the seasoned person jump in. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing.
That was good.
We can have so much fun with that with our kids and our friends.
Challenge yourself. You can do a round of row, row your boat.
Yes. Thank you, Marsha. This was
So-
great. Oh my goodness. Oh, we did it. Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of That's Total Mom Sense. You can listen to the audio version wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for That's Total Mom Sense. You can learn more about my guests by logging on to www.thatstotalmomsense.com. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, where I'm most active on social media. My handle is @KanikaChaddaGupta. And if you have ideas for show topics or guests you can't wait to have on the show, write to me at thatstotalmomsense@gmail.com. And lastly, please rate, review, and subscribe to That's Total Mom Sense if you haven't already. Thanks for being in my tribe.